Hey, what's up my fellow Woodrows? This is your pal, Wood Reviews here. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to a review or a re-review of Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy for the Xbox One. Now, last year I reviewed Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 4. I gave it a 9 out of 10 for amazing. Here is what I said in the verdict of Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy for the PS4. Roll it! Game. Crash Sane Trilogy is a fantastic remaster with all three classic Crash Bandicoot games: Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash Bandicoot 3 Warp. Fantastic games back in the day, they are fantastic right now. Despite from some of the bad things here and there, only minor stuff, nothing really big, this game is definitely well worth your time. And I love this game so much, I want to play it again. That's how much fun this game was. The challenge factor was good, soundtrack was amazing, gameplay was always been there, nostalgic for me, and I love it to bits. So, that review that I done was actually a year ago, this time a year ago, which is insane. Now it's time to talk about the Xbox One version and even re-review, Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, because honestly, since I've got both versions here, I kind of want to go over some highlights and some things I do agree and disagree and some things here and there. Now I haven't played the Nintendo Switch version. I'm interested to play it in the future, but not right now. But at the moment, here is my review for Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy for the second time. So let's go. Right guys, let's get into the bads and good stuff about Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy. Now, what I'm going to be doing for this review is I'm actually going to be giving some highlights from last year's review and then bring them into this review here. So, let's go. So, let's start off with the bad things about Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy. Now, what I said last year, I said that the first Crash game was a bit out of date. I do agree and I do a little bit disagree. Like, first of all, I do agree that it is a bit out of date, but at the same time, I think the details are a lot more better for Crash 1. That's something to say about it. The gameplay is still fantastic on the first Crash game. I'm just saying about some, gameplay mechanics. That is about it, because with the other two Crash games, Crash 2 and Crash 3, are fantastic games, and they're probably the best Crash games out there, but Crash 3 has always been my favourite game. Crash 1 always gives me nostalgia, because that's the first game I ever played in the Crash series. But honestly, playing it again, it is a bit out of date, but it's not bad out of date. That's something to talk about. Second thing is the frame rates. When I said in the last year's review, I talked about I encountered some frame rate dips here and there. And I encountered, I think it was like last year, like 4 or 5. Playing it on Xbox One, weird thing enough, I didn't even seen any slowdowns. All I've had was one frame rate dip, and that was in Crash, 1 or 2. But despite from that, the game is perfect from start to finish on like nothing stopping you to just enjoying it. It's so much fun. And then last but not least, I do agree with this from last year's review, that the water physics and the driving mechanics in Crash 3 and the ice physics as well has not been great. And I do agree with that, because playing through Crash 2, like, the ice mechanics are like, so slippery, you have to keep, pressing B to slide to one side to another, instead of like normal, slippery, going from one side to another. The water mechanics with Coco and Crash 3 is just not great. Turning is still really bad. I don't know why they could just fix that for PS4 and Xbox One. And the driving mechanics, oh my god. Like, seriously, driving mechanics are just ridiculous. Like, they're just so unreliable. And every time you're turning, you have to keep braking and turning. It's not fun. It's not fun whatsoever. But at the end of the day, it's those little mechanics here and there that kind of breaks the game a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Because most of this game is platforming and challenges. That's about it. So yeah, guys, that is the bad things about Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy. Let's get into the good stuff. Right guys, let's get into the good stuff about this game. Last year I talked about some details, let's go through them. Gameplay, graphics, soundtrack, time trials and Coco. So, gameplay first of all, I said this last year is one of the best, platformers out there. I still think it is. Like, after playing Crash 1, 2 and 3, I absolutely enjoyed this game. Like, the platforming levels are fantastic, some of the bonus missions, some of the death missions are just fantastic. Like, as I said before about the water missions and the, you know, the bike stuff and all that, they're cool. It's just the driving stuff here and there and some physics here and there is just not the greatest. But that's about it. I love the platforming levels, they're brilliant. Second, graphics. Last year I said the graphics were just gorgeous and looked better than anything else. I still agree with that. It looks gorgeous in every single Crash game I played. The levels are fantastic. The details from like the lighter stuff to the darker stuff to the enemy types, they're just fantastic. I love them a lot. Soundtrack. Last year I said that the soundtrack was just incredible, and I still agree with the soundtrack. Like, I'm still listening to things like Hog Wild, Temple Run, some of the boss missions. They're just fantastic for what they are. They're still on my Spotify to this day. Like, a year ago since I've done this review, I said that most of these songs were on my Spotify, and they are still on my Spotify. Time trials. Good challenging factors on that game. I love them a lot. And when I played through some time trials, like last week, I love these time trials. They're still good, trying to test your skill, test your, you know, how fast can you do a mission to get these specific gems. And they are fantastic. And I do recommend you guys doing them if you're a person who wants to if you want to complete this game 1,000. Next is time trials. Now, last year I said that time trials were a really good thing to Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy because it's a good challenge factor and a good skill level for anyone who wants to 100% this game, and I still agree with that. Like, last week when I was playing, you know, Crash 3, like going through some of these like challenge missions and just going through and trying to beat the high score, it is so much fun, and I still recommend it to this day. It is so much fun. And then Coco. Now, last year they added Coco into Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy, and it's in this one as well, and I absolutely love her. Like, I played her a few times in both these games. They're brilliant, but honestly, it's preference. I prefer, you know, Crash Bandicoot, because honestly, I love Crash Bandicoot. As a guy who loves him back in the day when I was a kid, to now, I still love him. He's still one of my favorite characters out there. And yeah, and I always prefer going to him than Coco, but Coco's a good addition. If you're a girl and you want to play someone else, play as Coco. If you want to play as Crash, go for it as well, but Coco's a good thing. She does some different moves here and there, and I still love it so much. Last thing to talk about, which wasn't in last year's review, is the bonus levels for Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. Now, we had 2 bonus levels that came out throughout 2017 to 2018 after the review. We had Stormy Ascent and Future Tense. Now, I have never played those 2 levels until today and last week, and they are good. Future Tense is a good platformer type of level where you do a lot of jumping, a lot of sliding, a lot of time stuff. It's really, really cool. Stormy Ascent, played it today, and it kicked my ass. Like, I finished it, but it was ridiculous because you have to time the jumps perfectly. If you don't, you will die. And there were times in this entire level that I had to time it and get completely screwed up. Like, I barely made the part where you have to do like continuous jumps from jump, 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 get onto the steps, jump, jump, 2 stop, go up, jump, jump, 2 stop. It's like, it is ridiculous, but it was so much fun. And then once you finish it, it is so much rewarded. It was incredible. And yeah, that is the good stuff for Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. Let's get into the verdict. So my verdict for Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy is really, it's still one of my favorite games, one of my favorite platformers. Back when I was a kid to now, it's still one of the best games out there. And here's the thing I want to say right now. If you grew up with, you know, an Xbox or GameCube and you've never played the original Crash Bandicoot, I want to say this right now. It is definitely well worth your time playing this game. Like, 10 hours worth of, you know, Crash 1, 2, and 3 in all its glory, plus the 2 bonus levels. And you can play as Coco, do the time trials, you can do a lot of stuff. The soundtrack's fantastic. everything in between is fantastic. Even playing it on a PS4, like what it was beforehand, it is incredible. And I am going to say this right now, I freaking love the Crash, like the original Crash trilogy. I absolutely enjoy it. And this trilogy will always be something I will show to my friends. If they have never played Crash, I will always show them these games here and there. They are fantastic. So, I'm going to give Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy a 9.3 out of 10. Last year was a 9 out of 10. This time it's by 3 because some stuff got improved and some stuff are awesome, like the bonus levels. I think they're fantastic. So yeah, that is it for my review for Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Thank you so much guys for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe for more content. All of my social media links are in the description down below. Any comments, any feedbacks, you guys know what to do. Thank you so much guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. So there peeps, bye bye. So before I actually end this video off, I just want to say something that today is one of the most hottest and the most sunniest days that has come out so far. And the sun is like on the top left of where my window is. And so the light comes down to where my chair is, and it's the most, and I get like sun in my eyes, and it shows like less stuff here and there. So what I decided to do was to put a towel and a bag up here. You probably can see it, like a towel. Oh god, you can't even see it. There, you see a towel and a bag. Because how ridiculous with the sun is. It keeps showing like little lines and little bright stuff into your face. It's just ridiculous. Although I sorted it out now, and that's all good. So yeah guys, I hope this doesn't happen again. And even that, my blind's even broken, so I've got to sort that out sooner than later. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.